It is so cold. So today's video is healthy habits that I think will really benefit you because they really benefited me. Now I'm getting really hot because I've just lighted like 1, 2, 3 candles. Whew, flustered. Brilliant. If you're just starting out fitness, or if you have been training for quite a long time, you can bring these tips into your everyday life. I'm increasingly getting redder. I might need to blow some candles out. So literally complaining I'm too hot, complaining I'm too hot and I'm too cold. But my first top tip is to prioritize your sleep. Sleep is so important to your physical health, so it's exactly the same and as important as exercising and eating healthy. So you could eat really healthy all day, and if you go to bed at like 1 AM and you've been like this on your phone all that time, what's the difference? So in order to actually get good sleep, what I do now and what I wish I'd done a very long time ago is turn my phone off, or not off, just like I put on airplane mode and I put it down at least half an hour before I go to sleep. So I've googled this for you and I have researched it before, but I want to give you specifically why it's best not to like stare at your screen right before you drop off, or don't sleep with it next to your pillow. I think some people do that, and I feel like that is not good. Studies have shown that being exposed to blue and white light given off by phones, laptops and other electronic gadgets at night prevents our brains from releasing melatonin, a hormone that tells our bodies it's nighttime. Basically, it means it'll take you far longer to fall asleep. So if you're actually really tired and it gets like 12 o'clock and you're still staring at your screen, you probably won't get to sleep for quite a long time after, because you've been staring at this blue and white light. So I used to be so bad for this, and like I occasionally have the slip up where I will be on my phone right before bedtime and I do notice that I don't sleep as well, or I wake up really tired and I wake up with really heavy eyes. Now instead what I do is read a book. I feel like an old person telling you all this, but no, I read at least half an hour every single night before I go to sleep. I'm gonna actually show you my selection of books. They're all kind of like mindset books, kind of little things, but either way they're really helpful to me. Also, I have a book next to me, Mindset of Muscle by Grenade Day, which I'm at Grenade Day. Can't even speak tonight. Grenade J, which I'm actually going to speak to you a little bit about after. Tip number 2, stay hydrated. Drink lots and lots and lots and lots of water. So water, if you don't know, is one of the 6 key nutrients of the body, and I actually say probably one of the most important nutrients of the body because it's made up of 70%. For your average, we'll say 70 kilogram male, they have about 45 litres of water in their bodies. So I've been quite lucky in terms of understanding hydration and things like that, because obviously I used to be a swimmer and like an athlete, an actual performer in a specific sport, and we got drilled if we were not hydrated. We used to have like, this is gross, we used to have like wee tests, like pee tests, where you have to like, you know what it is anyway, and basically it got measured, and if you weren't hydrated enough, you won't get shouted at, but you're a bit like, you need to drink more water. This was mainly on swim camps when we were abroad. So if we were in like, we used to go to Cyprus quite a bit, and if we weren't drinking enough, whew, well, the next day definitely would be. Water is just it's so important. It makes you feel better, like mentally and physically, so you get rid of all the toxins out of your body. But I didn't really want to talk to you about the benefits, because like, you know what, water's vital, everyone needs that, you learn that from a young age. But if you are dehydrated, or if it comes to the stage of dehydration, that's when you need to be a little bit concerned. Basically, dehydration is when our bodies have lost too much water but it hasn't been replaced, so we can't perform normal functions. And specifically if we're talking about sport, you're not going to perform to your optimum level as well as you could have. It doesn't have to be a competitive sport, like you don't have to be a bodybuilder, you don't have to be a swimmer, you don't have to be a gymnast. You could be going to the gym, and if you're not hydrated, you're not going to perform as well in that session. So it will result in things like fatigue, dizziness, headaches, delayed reaction time, poorer sporting performances, like I said before, loss of appetite and reduced muscle strength. So I am basically telling you to drink water. Get 2 litres a day down here. Get one of these. This is 2.2 litres, I think it is. And I do go through one a day and probably a bit more, but then it gets like here and I just fill it up again, so that's kind of cheating. But I do still drink it all. I just drank this drink. This tea, highly recommended by myself. Love tea. Oh, that's cute. I didn't know it was called that. But it's got chamomile in, so it makes you really sleepy before bed. I also have, let me show you this, pillow spray. Calming lavender and chamomile essential oils. Honestly, it is like, that is like, you know, you just poof, well strong. I don't even know why I showed you that, but I just thought you'd be interested. So, tip number 3. The scales. Some people's best friends, some people hate them. I don't hate them, I don't like them, I just don't use them. So drop the scale. Not completely, I mean as in if you weigh yourself every single day, it can be quite detrimental to your mental health. Our weights fluctuate all the time. You could eat something the night before and wake up heavier than you wanted to. And then that can affect your whole day. Obviously for some people this is really important to them and they do want to do it all the time, and I agree, if you're a competitor, if you're an athlete, it is important to weigh yourself and know, especially if you're on like categories like boxing and bodybuilding categories, that's really important. I used to be really bad for this. When I started my fitness journey, I'd weigh myself every single day without fail, sometimes twice, like morning and evening, and I just get upset with it because I wasn't seeing any body change. My weight was fluctuating so much. I literally weigh myself around once a month, if that. It's important not to solely focus on them though, as I said, and think about more how you're feeling in the gym. Like I say to everyone who asks me, train to feel good and the results will follow. I have lost count what number I'm on, but drinking your calories is a habit that I broke out of after I stopped swimming. Every single morning, and coming back from Manchester, we used to go past a Starbucks. So before college, I used to get a Starbucks every single day. It wasn't just like your average like black Americano with like milk. I used to get a venti caramel latte with an extra shot and cream. Now these have around 450 calories, depending if you get the cream in the shots, stuff like that. I mean, that is a meal. That's like a whole lot of food in a drink. Now I didn't realize this for ages, and to break that habit was so difficult for me because I was so used to it. This is also common in your Cokes, your Pepsis, lemonades, Fantas, so your fizzy soda pop drinks. Hidden calories. I'm not saying not to have them at all, of course, like have them, but like don't have them every single day. If you'll find yourself getting hungrier later, but you've already drank like 400 of your calories, it's like, oh. Do you know which one I was really shocked about? The green tea lattes at Starbucks. I was like, oh my god, matcha lattes, perfect. They have like 380 calories, I think, and I used to have loads of them all the time, like 2 a day. And I realised, put it in my fitness pal, I was like, wow. For your average coffees, so your lattes, your cappuccinos, flat whites, have like almond milk, soya, or coconut milk if they have it. They're just good substitutes to whole milk. So for me, having that Starbucks drink was a bad habit that I'd got in the routine of, and a bad habit can be so difficult to get rid of, especially if you've had it for a number of years. And it was pretty much performed subconsciously, so we'd automatically, this is me and my mum, we'd automatically drive to the Starbucks. We wouldn't just carry on, we'd automatically go because that was our habit, that was the routine. So within fitness, having bad habits that you don't want there, so say if you do drink like, I don't know, Pepsi in the day or something like that, it can hinder your fitness journey, performance, goals. This is where I'm actually going to speak to you about a part in Jamie Alderton's book. Okay, so I'm just going to read it straight out of the book because it's absolutely fantastic and I want you all to know it. So, creating new habits. Patience is the key when it comes to creating new habits. The problem is often that people are very impatient, but habit change isn't something that happens in a couple of weeks. You're looking at something like 65 to 70 days. Wow, that's actually a very long time of performing a new action before it starts to become more of a subconscious habit. That is a very long time to break how you think about it. So breaking out my bad drinking habit, I basically just started by reducing the amount of caramel shots I was getting in my drink, and then I'd reduce the size. Eventually I just ended up not liking the sweet taste of the coffee I was having, and now all I have is black coffee with almond milk or soy milk, and eventually the habit did change. I would say it actually did take a couple of months because I dip in occasionally, but if you stick at it, you'll be able to change your habit. If it's something bad you eat, potentially you could write something, a little sticky note on your cupboard, so every time you go to that cupboard you can see it says do not eat this if you've already had something else in the day, or don't overeat if you've had the calories, or if you deserve it. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully those little tips will help you. I just wanted to tell you them because they're really helpful for me. I wish I knew them at the start of my fitness journey, and fingers crossed you'll use some of the things that I've said to you. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!